YouTube Nation, what it do? Welcome back to the channel on this Friday. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to everybody out there. Let me give a special shout out once again to Miss Marlena Williams. Thanks for the super chat, Queen. I really appreciate you each and every time, no doubt. Shout out to my man QP out there, man. Shout out to everybody who be tuning in. Shout out to my man Stan. Shout out to the Double R Podcast. Shout out to my homie Tobias Shakur. What it do, bro? I appreciate your support. You and the homie little T-Bound Level 5 neighborhood, man. I appreciate the support, the encouragement, everything y'all do, and everybody else who be giving me encouragement. Fat Dog from 5 East Broadway, everybody who just be supporting the channel. I appreciate all y'all, man. Good looking out. And I'm going to keep trying to bring cool little content for y'all. Like today, I want to speak on a little, so I'm going to tell y'all a little story about some shit that happened. I'm going to tell y'all, look, check this out. This is such a small world, right? We out here living this life, we banging this shit. And we got these dudes on the other side, 2 blocks down, they consider the enemy. We didn't have run-ins with these dudes many times. But it's a small world. Watch where I'm going with this. Yeah, I'm drinking. It's Friday, man. So got me one of them things right quick. About done in the garage working, knocking out some things, trying to stay busy. It's always, that's what keep me sane, but just staying busy. The more I just stay relaxed, the idle time, it affects us. It's just how you thinking and doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing and things that you could be doing. So when I think about the things I could be doing and I can't do them, I do them. So should you. All right, but trip this. All right, everybody know the Raymonds and the Crenshaw Mafias in Inglewood. You know the history right there. That was back in the 80s. That was a heated rivalry. It was just constantly going on. It was just we just stayed at it over there like that. It's just the way it was. They was over in the bottoms active. We was over here on the second and Prairie active. It just went back and forth like that. Now, we know a lot of these dudes. A lot of these dudes knew us. We knew cars. They knew our cars. We done been in situations with these cats. May this brother rest in peace, first and foremost. First and foremost, say rest in peace. Chinaman from Crenshaw Mafia, rest in peace. I'd had many run-ins with Chinaman myself as a young cat. I remember Chinaman had this like purplish color cutlass. It was a cutlass or some shit like that. Cutlass, it was like a lavender color paint on it. It just like, it was a pearlish, the colors, I don't know, it was just a unique color. It's the only one like that in LA, period. But it was Chinaman's. So we knew the cars. You know, he riding through, he going down Century, he riding down Prairie, whatever. We knew him. We done ran up on that car before, but he had a cousin from 11 Trey Block. He used to be with his cousin, and he used to be over there. And my homie 8 Ounce, rest in peace, he knew him. He knew more about 8 Ounce. They knew each other. And, you know, he'd pull up, and he'd be with his cousin from Block. And bro used to be like, here, this is hood. He used to be like, you know, I ain't with that shit. I'm about getting this money. It's my cousin, he from Block. 8 Ounce know me like, man, we watch out to be around here, y'all. Whoa. Be careful you coming around here. You can't be coming around here doing that. You can't be doing this. Because early that day, I seen him in a white 5. And they pulled up in his liquor store called See You Liquor right across from Jack in the Box on Century. And we used to be up in that parking lot deep back in the day. One day they pulled up, tried to pull up in there. I was drinking gin and Super Soccer. We had the Super Soccer bottle with the gin in it. And we seen niggas try to pull up in there. Bunch of young niggas hanging out. We knew. That was, I don't know if that was his car, but it was him and some other dudes driving. But there was the nigga Chinaman. I threw the Super Soccer bottle, hit the quarter pound of the car. They peeled off. I like this, boom, threw it at their car. They got on. That's when later on, he come back around. We see him again. He telling 8 Ounce, like, nigga, I ain't with all that. Come on now, man. You know how I am, man. You know I'm about this other shit. But that's how he used to play us. He used to try to throw us off and be like, I ain't with that shit. But then he'd come back around and he'd be gunning on us. You know what I mean? He was like that. You know what I mean? He was active. You know, you respect the worthy opponent. That's why I say, may that brother rest in peace. He just was on the other side of the fence. If it wasn't for gang culture, we probably could have known each other and been tighter, right? But that's what a lot of us that from these different hoods. He's like, you know, we just happen to be on this side of the street. Much older than me also, but you from this side of the street, but a known reputable. When it comes to Crenshaw Mafia, everybody know the name Chinaman. Reputable. May rest in peace. But check this out, right? Small world. 1996, before I caught my case, before I went back to prison. At this time, there was a lot of Raymonds in Movale. I was out in Movale at the time. actually paroled out there. Mom stayed out there then. So I was out there for a little bit, then I bounced. I went on to move San Bernardino. But anyway, no, I wasn't in Mobile at this time. Matter of fact, I was in San Bernardino. But anyway, Chinaman lives in Moreno Valley. There's quite a few Crenshaw Mafias in Moreno Valley. It's crazy how things be because you in the streets, you have your ears open. And people that's considered to be your enemy, you always kind of know. At least me, I'd be like, who out here from, you know all these dudes out here from LA out here in Mobile at the time and shit. So, I'm coming on from the pen. It's just like when I hit the prison yard, I want to know who these cats is out here, which ones our main enemies out here, because all kind of people from LA out here moving around. There's a lot of shit going on. So I'm conscious of this kind of shit. That's what the gang culture, that's just the way it is. It's just how you live, how you function. It's how you dwell. It's how you survive, because you want to know your surroundings that come from prison. Now, here it is, Chinaman out here. I knew he's out there. I got Damu cousins in my family that live out there too. So, of course, I know a lot of the Bloods in San Moreno Valley, 1995, and around that time, 96, because I got Damu cousins that's out here with me. And I got extended Damu cousins that, okay, while I was gone, you became part of the family. So I know I'm fucking with them. We drinking and smoking together, we doing our shit. So I know who out here. But like I said, I moved away. I moved from mom's house. I'm not the type of person like to stay in my mama's house long. So I got the fuck on. I paroled at mom's house. I cracked me a female. I moved. Bam. Now I'm living out here in Colton. But now we got homies out there, so I'm still out in Mobile. So Chinaman's out here. I know this. One of the homegirls from the hood was dealing with dude. But she dealing with him some kind of way, but she's still one of the homegirls that's connected to several of our homies. One day she having an issue with Chinaman. That was her dude or whatever. She wants to move out. Who come to help her move out? The Raymonds. The 10 Deuce Raymonds go to Chinaman's house to move the homegirl furniture out. It might have been like 10 of us up in his house. He wasn't there. It was like 10 Deuce Raymonds up in his house. And he from Crenshaw Mafia. That's crazy. That is the craziest shit ever. That's this culture though. That type of shit happens. It's a small world. You got females who mingle. You got us men who mingle. We go beyond the line sometime for some good ass, right? Y'all go across the line sometime for some good dick, right? Keep it real, ladies. Keep it real, he look good or she look good. So we deal with people on the side of the fence. It's one thing when we was younger doing it, that's when we was active. But now we older. Nobody's active no more. So, hey, what's happening? How you doing? I always wondered about you. You always look good to me. Hey, give me a call, right? So we linked up. But it's crazy to think. And I know the Crenshaw Mafia is all my Inglewood Damus who be watching this. Shout out to B right now. Real Inglewood moments. Other little brother over there, 89 on up. Shout out to him. I think it's Lil Taco. I think that's his name. I'm not sure. Of course, my nigga Taco from NHP. That's my nigga. But trip though. At least 10 Raymonds was in Chinaman's house moving furniture out, but he wasn't there. That's crazy. No, that was 1996 because I went to prison right behind that. 1996 in Moreno Valley, about 10 of us up in that house. We didn't dish the house or nothing. Respectful still. You know what I mean? I done been around him before and like stood right here. He talked to the other homie. On the streets, we didn't been like that. I done been around way back in the days where coming up as a kid, living on 104th, that name always stood out. Crenshaw Mafia. Son was Kenny Boy. So with certain names over there that you hear as a kid coming up. Like these older blood dudes that, It ain't a lot of time, I ain't gonna lie. It was times we used to see these niggas coming, we hiding bushes. These little kids. But we know. That's how long we've been claiming Crip over here, and we knew we've been surrounded by Bloods around here in Inglewood, this side of town. That's before I go back in that section. But I keep it real, though. I don't disrespect nobody. I tell the truth. But it's crazy, though, right? Just think, like, damn. That many Raymonds was up in his house. Imagine he would have came home. That would have been bad. You know, he could have came home with some, just whipped out and just started. You know what I mean? And we would have. That was crazy, though, right? Just think of that scenario. We was in this dude's house. And we know this dude had been involved with certain things in our hood that we know his name that came up and we've been involved. We ain't seen him, but still, his name popped up in that. Certain things that took place. You know what I mean? His name was involved. I say he was quick to tell us a lot of times, like, I ain't with that shit no more. I'm getting it like this. But that's how he was slick. But I knew better. I never trusted him. Because I didn't see him come by and holler at us. He'd holler many times. You know what I mean? We all knew. China man came at us a bunch of times. Hell yeah, we know that. You know what I mean? But he was approachable. He was a gangster from my perspective. Just looked at the way he approached things, the way he talked about things. He's a gangster. That he was, you know what I mean? From what I know. I don't know him like some other homies might know him, but just from what I knew about dude, he's a gangster. Because he can come and talk to you and tell you one thing, but at the same time, he come back and try to give you the business. So I call that a gangster because you was, you know. But it's the culture, it's the time, it's the 80s. We was gang banging out there, full-fledged gang banging. Inglewood, 10 Deuce Raymonds, Crenshaw Mafias. It's, you know, it's a lot of history there. I got a whole lot of more stories to tell. But this one right here is just tripped out because this was just something that was like, you know, just imagine that. You know, this is such a small world and we deal with each other like that. And, you know, you messing with some females and you thinking this female is loyal. She could have been loyal, I don't know. But whatever the case may be, y'all breaking up, y'all splitting up. And who come to help her move out your house? The Raymonds.